it's really important for you as a black kid to perform twice as hard as a white person. You need to work harder here in Canada. You need to work harder. Don't set yourself short. So I was like, so this was always this reminder. And I remember I was like, you know what? This hip hop, like I want to understand English. So I make a conscious decision to go to an English CJEP.
Okay. That's where we met.
That's where we met. Okay. So I was like, you know what? I want to understand this music because it speaks to me. I want to understand.
I don't want education.
I want education. So here myself in the first year of CJEP, don't speak English at all. I just threw myself into this like world. All my friends went to this like French CJEP. And me, I decided from the east to go totally in the west.
But he wasn't by himself because some other Haitian cats sort of had the same idea. Mm-hmm. So there was a community there eventually through sports. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who ended up, Haitian kids end up at Vanier, this English CJEP. And I would say that was really the first time our generation meets up. And where we grew up like in two solitudes. We at that year, in those years in the early 90s, we're the group that kind of starts to bring the two together. And the same thing was happening at Dawson, which was the other English CJEP in the city, like downtown. And these, because English kids were never going to be going to French CJEP. Not if you didn't have to, right? So like, some people had to because they just ended up doing French system all the way through. But our generation, we were many of us were the people who kind of like could sort of make other choices. Right. So like for me, I don't have to send my kid to a French school, you know? And there are a few people like that. But those years, those early years, we're really that generation that starts to bring English Black and French Black together. It wasn't easy. No. We had some like whack stuff at school happen, but
I mean, it's funny because in CJEP, and if it was not, it's interesting because if it was not for hip hop culture itself, never would I just, because I was exposed to only English hip hop, like just only English hip hop. I didn't know nothing about French hip hop. You know, French hip hop came later, you know, when group like I Am, you know, NTM, you know, starting to make noise at the same time in the 90s, parallel to what was going on in the pop culture, because these people are pioneering in Europe, in France, in Marseille, in the south of France. But, you know, to make like that conscious choice and decision to be like, you know what? Like you said, I mean, it was a form of education, you know. But you know, to go there and be like, I want to get more out of it, out of this culture, because it speaks to me. I don't know how it spoke to me, but then when I start understanding every single lyrics, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is really Black empowerment. This is like things that really matters to Black people. And then my identity started to make more sense. Yeah. It started to make, I was like, okay, people go through identity crisis and they're able to translate that to music in order for people to understand what they're going through and identify with it. So you want to identify to something. I did identify myself with this music and this, you know, KRS-One, Public Enemy, everybody like him, De La Soul. De La Soul was Tribe Called Quest, for sure, you know.